watch NHL Power Week.
This week on Power Week, Chicago's captain gives us a taste of his off-ice talents.
I think I should just test it out first here.
You're gonna love it. We say it's the best in North America.
Wow, it is hot. You make a hot bowl of chili, but you know you're right. This is actually very good.
In streaks and deeks, the playoff races are heating up, and so is Ottawa's Alexei Yashin.
Yashin scores! And here come the Senators. Yashin over the line, bursting in. Yashin scores! What a goal!
Plus, teammate Damian Rhodes sprawls into Dumpling.
Crucial stop by Rhodes! What a stop by Damian Rhodes!
Let's begin the show in the West with streaks and deeks. With 1 week remaining in the regular season, the battle for the final 3 playoff spots continues. In Los Angeles, Edmonton was looking for a big performance against the Kings.
That weight across the line, pass the left side, here's Hammerlick in deep in front to Smith, he scores! Taken away from Sean O'Donnell by Scott Fraser alone in front, Wade shoots, score! Across the line, Wade in deep and a save by Stuart Buckberger, scores!
After a 4-0 shutout of LA, Edmonton faced their arch-rival Flames. The Oilers led 3-2 in the third period and were looking for more.
Kavaranov at the line. Finally, a shot! It was deflected in front of the net by Fraser. Hard shot. Returns it. Musil up on the play with Marchand. And it ends in a 5-4 win for the Edmonton Oilers.
San Jose also began their week by taking on Calgary, and they enjoyed success as well.
Straight to the side, freezing shot, they score! He plays it back to McClay. Front of the net for Friesen, they score! Here's a breakaway, they score! His first of the year, Rob Sutter, and it's 3-0.
San Jose's playoff fever continued as they next faced Anaheim.
Back for Barry Nichols. Here's Murphy, scores! John Murphy! Plays free away. John McClain, he scores! Momentum means everything at this time of year. San Jose definitely has it.
Phoenix hoped to grab some of that momentum on the road against Pittsburgh.
Here's a shorthanded breakdown for Corkum. Corkum shorthanded on Carrasco, scores! And a Roddick shot, score! There's Rick talking right on the lip of the goal crease, and the Coyotes howl to a 2-1 lead, baby!
Then it was on to St. Louis for another close game.
More checking this, Mr. Frieden up there, Stone with the pass. They got it in! It is Stapleton. The Coyotes have walked into St. Louis and beaten the Blues 4-3.
That set up a showdown with Chicago. The Coyotes called on the Boo Lynn Wall to stop the Blackhawks.
Here's Daze breakthrough, he's in, shot save. What a stop by Harvey Bullen. Trey Yarney's in, Bergambo shot save, Harvey Bullen.
Former Blackhawk Jeremy Roenick then got some revenge against his old team in the third period.
It's Roenick, shot, score! There it is, Jeremy Roenick has given Phoenix the 2-1 lead. Nikolai Harvey Bullen, the Phoenix Coyotes, we welcome you to the NHL Stanley Cup playoffs. The Coyotes clutch a playoff spot.
Time for our plays of the week, beginning with some shorthanded magic from LA.
Second blocked it. Quando has a short-handed breakaway. He scores! Their second short-handed goal today. Looking for another short-handed goal. Stelco is in. In front, they score! Their third short-handed goal today.
The Red Wings have won 6 in a row, and here's a couple of reasons why.
Saved by Dior. Right-handed pass by Maltby. Anthony through the middle. Avoided the man. Holmstrom's pass in front. Score! Oh, baby, you're going to see that one again.
The Red Wings are just 2 points behind the Dallas Stars for first place in the Western Conference. While the Chicago Blackhawks are 3 points behind San Jose for the final playoff spot in the West. In this week's Power Feature, Jennifer Smith visits with Blackhawks captain Chris Chelios at his Chicago restaurant.
Well, I'm here with Chris Chelios at
Chelly's Chili. No, this is not an episode of the Food Network.
It's been our family business our whole life, so this is just a little thing we started up a few years ago.
Well, why don't you mix me up a bowl of chili, Chris? I love to eat. Now, I would assume that since you guys opened up a chili restaurant that you're a pretty good chili chef.
The best.
That's really not what I hear, but we'll go ahead and we'll pretend.
What's this, the hot sauce, Blanca? Okay.
Does he really know what he's doing?
No idea.
No, he has no idea. I don't know if I even want to eat this when he's done with it.
A hockey player.
He takes a big hit from Cheli.
You're going to love it. We're saying it's the best in North America.
Wow, it is hot. You make a hot bowl of chili, but you know you're right.
Yeah.
This is actually very good. Even if you don't know what you're doing, it's excellent.
My recipe.
This is your recipe?
Not really, but I'm going to... Who's going to know?
Make up your mind. You either know what you're doing or you don't know what you're
I have
doing.
no idea. I know how to put it in the bowl.
Okay, it's clear that, but it's a very cool place. So now, your family works here at the restaurant?
Everybody. Sisters, two sisters, my mom and dad, and it's for them, it's a hobby for them. They've been in it their whole life, so it's a great time for them.
It's gotta be fun. Now, how often do you get down here to help them out?
I come down here just to sign autographs now and meet with the people, and that's basically my part in this.
You seem like such a Chicago guy, and you spent so many years playing in Montreal. That had to be just an amazing lifestyle change for you.
Yeah. To me, Montreal was like Europe. I'd never been there. I didn't know what to expect, and the French culture really just blew me away. And the hockey tradition, I'd never understood anything like that. And I loved hockey, but not like these people. They're obsessed with hockey, and it's win or else, and that's the attitude they had up there. But I learned, it's like going to Harvard. That was the hockey Harvard, and I got educated there, and I learned what it was all about, and I was real fortunate to break in there.
Now, you're very fortunate to have the opportunity to play the sport you love in the town that you were born in. What's that like for you?
It's a big thrill. I mean, the day I got traded back to Chicago, I couldn't believe it. It was just too good to be true. And the icing on the cake would be to win the cup there. That'd be the ultimate dream, being the captain of the team, and hopefully that's coming in the near future.
Obviously, growing up here, you had exposure to a lot of different kinds of sports. What made you choose hockey?
I think just because of the fact it was the Bobby Hull era. Stan Mikita, the Blackhawks had some great teams back then. It was just exciting, and every kid wanted to play hockey, and that's just the way it was. And my father really caught on to it and loved it, and he pushed me, and until I didn't need any more pushing.
Now, your family, you've got quite a troop, 4 kids?
Yeah, I've got 2 boys, 2 girls. The boys are the oldest, are 8 and 6, so they're playing hockey.
Describe yourself as a hockey dad.
I'm a nervous wreck because I want to yell and scream at them, but I can't because of who I am, and people will think I'm a nut.
Have they expressed to you that they'd like to follow in your footsteps and play in the NHL?
It's pretty funny. Like, they just think they're automatically going to be in the NHL, and I hope to God they are, but I don't want to crush their dreams. I've had people tell me that I had no chance of making the NHL because of my size and stuff like that, and it got a little bit discouraging for me, so I'm not going to shatter any dreams they have. I'm telling them they can, and I'll let my wife worry about the other half. So.
Well, I think now Chris is probably in a lot of trouble with his wife, so we better end this interview before we get him in any more trouble. Thanks a lot, Chris. I'm going to go eat some more chili, I think.
This week in the news, 2 superstars made their return to the lineup. The Colorado Avalanche welcomed back Peter Forsberg after the All-Star Center missed 7 games due to a groin injury. And Captain Eric Lindros returned to the Philadelphia Flyers after missing 18 games with a concussion.
The Langenbrunner, he's in, stops, the Madonna, he's gone!
The Dallas Stars and Mike Modano have agreed to a contract extension which will keep the All-Star Center in Dallas for the next 6 seasons. In injury news, Saku Koivu will be out of the Montreal lineup indefinitely with a head injury. And the Mighty Ducks of Anaheim have lost goaltender Guy Hebert for the remainder of the season with a shoulder injury. Elsewhere, fans in Pittsburgh got a surprise recently when former Penguins great Mario Lemieux was on hand to throw out the ceremonial first pitch for baseball's Pittsburgh Pirates home opener. For anyone keeping count at home, Super Mario's attempt was low and outside. And finally, Mighty Ducks winger Paul Kariya and the Walt Disney Foundation recently teamed up for charity, donating $2 million to 28 Orange County charities throughout the Southern California region. Let's check out how the playoff race is shaping up in Streaks and Deeks East. There's playoff fever in Boston. After missing the postseason last year, the Bruins are peaking at just the right time for the upcoming playoffs thanks to some fine play like that of young gun Sergei Samsonov.
Dmitry Preston centers, they score! Samsonov! a stitch to the Islander line. Drops it for Allison. Back to Samson. He scores! Gorgeous set up 3-1 Boston.
Well, they're touting him as a Rookie of the Year, and he is showing it here in this hockey game.
Samsonov scores! A hat trick for Sergei Samsonov.
Well, one tradition hasn't changed, Howie. The hats on the ice. Samsonov with his 21st. There comes Samsonov through the middle of the ice. Little fade goes outside. He got Flaherty moving. He moved too far.
Samsonov's first career hat trick made him the first Boston rookie since Joe Juneau to notch over 20 goals in a season. Boston is currently in 5th place in the Eastern Conference. The Buffalo Sabres hosted Montreal last week. At stake in this game was 4th place in the Eastern Conference. Tied at 1 in the 3rd period, Buffalo took control.
Working against Portland. Here's one right out the end.
How do you like that? It is the tenacity and the work down low for Lindy Ruff Hockey Club that epitomizes really what the Buffalo Sabres are all about.
Coach Lindy Ruff and his Sabres held on for a 2-1 win, 4th place in the East. The following night, Dominik Hasek had the night off as the Sabres took on the Senators. With Hasek out, Ottawa went to work early.
Kravchuk shooting, rebound, and Shields got a piece of that. Albertson scores!
Ottawa took a 4-1 lead in the first, but Buffalo would stampede right back on a penalty shot.
So here we go, showdown time at the Corral Center. Dixon Ward, Damian Rhodes, and it's a goal for Buffalo, and it's a 1-goal game.
Look out here.
Rhodes last it, it's in! Here's Brown, and it's tied 4-4 on a giveaway by the Senator netminder.
Each team earned a point in the 4-4 tie. For Buffalo, the tie helped them keep a lock on 4th place, while Ottawa maintained a 5-point lead over Carolina for the final playoff spot in the East. Let's kick off the plays of the week with a star-spangled milestone by John LeClaire.
Picks it up, brings it in onside. Score! There it is!
And he now becomes the first American-born player to have 3 50-goal seasons in the NHL.
Not sure playing into Juneau in front, and they score! Brian Bellows set up beautifully. Juneau centering. Chance for Housley. Trying to stuff it in, he did. Phil Housley scores.
And here comes LaPointe down the left wing. A man to beat. Does backhand, he scores! Faked on the backhand and forehanded it home.
Breakaway chance. Here's Gretzky to Tebow. He scores!
Top honors this week go to Ottawa's Alexei Yashin.
Here come the Senators. Yashin over the line. Bursting in. Yashin scores! What a goal! Alexei Yashin with a highlight reel goal, and the strength that he has on the puck is one of the reasons why he is becoming one of the best forwards in the National Hockey League.
Looking at the playoff picture in the East, New Jersey has won the conference title with 104 points. The Ottawa Senators have a 5-point lead over Carolina for the 8th and final playoff spot in the East. Pittsburgh's Jaromir Jagr looks like a lock for the scoring title with 97 points. While the Kings' Joseph Stumple rounds out our top 10 with 77 points. You can check out the playoff race and the scoring leaders by logging on to NHL.com. Let's strap on the pads for international update as we focus on the goalies. We begin with Washington's top puck stopper.
Big save, Kolzig. Terrific goaltending display by the Washington goaltender. Kolzig putting on a show in goal for Washington.
This season, the Kolzig Show features 30 wins and 5 shutouts.
He's in the clear. Hey, by Irving.
In Vancouver, Latvian Artur Zurbe has once again regained world-class form.
The shot, good save, the rebound. Irving, a big save. What a couple of stops from Artur Zurbe. All cuts in front. Oh, check by Irving. What a play by Irving. Drops it back. Thomas, shot. Irving stopped it.
Langenbrunner in the circle. Centers left and a shot. Irving makes the save.
Zurbe has 14 wins for Vancouver. Another goalie that's made an impression on his team is Czech native Peter Skudra.
And over going to that free ball right there. Stopped by Skudra. That's the save of
fabulous as Scudera's 1.83 goals against average. Over in New York, Tommy Salo has been fabulous at times, solidifying his spot as the Islanders' #1 goalie.
Saved by Salo. Look at this one. Wow, Tommy Salo. That'll make the highlight films this week.
But no highlight film would be complete without including the Dominator.
He's a great one, no question.
He stops the puck. He's weird, but he gets the puck stopped.
Absolutely unbelievable. That's the only way to describe the goaltending of Hasek.
You're wondering why has the goal medal there, ladies and gentlemen, is a perfect example of why.
Hasek has 13 shutouts, 2 shy of the modern-day record.
Just don't blink on this one.
The reason? There were a lot of weird happenings around the league this past week, from secret messages to adventurous goalies.
Here comes McLennan out, and he beats him onto the puck. He's checked.
Things were so confusing, no one could figure out what happened here.
Stevenson's in. Here's the shot, and he bangs it off the post. Do we have a goal light or no? Watch him hit that right pipe, then come across, hit the left pipe, Joe, and then it just sits there. Look at it. It sits over the goal line. That's not a goal. That's no goal. I know. It's Stevenson and everybody said it was. There it is. Pipe, no goal. Out.
Okay, let's get some direction here and check on some of the teams battling for playoff position.
Flute again, saved by Tallis. McKechnie trying to break in. Alfredson. Oh, what a stop by Shields. He shoots one. Rebound again. Stuck in save. Pavel Demitra, the backhander, batted away. And for the blast, and it's covered. Ottawa has a breakaway. He shoots and a save by the goaltender, Curtis Joseph. Grusik in alone. Grusik stopped by Rhodes. What a stop by Damian Rhodes.
And that shot by Otto's a save made by Kolzig, and he's got the puck. Otto can't believe it. He had a lot of net. Kolzig with a great save.
From great saves to great hits, we change gears for some of the rough stuff.
Whoa, what a hit that was. Oh, he had it on the wall. And he checked that cab as it went by.
Boom, did he nail him?
Oh, he took a check. Pekka to the Ottawa line. Oh, he collides with Plymouth went flying. Wow. To the knocking on the loose puck is Garrett. He gets buried in the corner. He got planted.
Nikolai Khabibulin skates may not have been sharp,
When's the last time you got those things sharpened? When you're in Russia?
but he certainly was.
Save, Maltby, hit the post.
Look at those things. Look at the rust on them.
Drops it to the line. McAlpine, a drive. Change direction. Oh, batted out of the goal mouth by Khabibulin.
As if that weren't enough, he'd get it to Hull again.
Not close to being a 1-1 tie.
You want more hits? You got it.
Oh, what a hit. He gets hit there by Mullen.
Bruno buries his check along the wall.
Tamberdowski, rim.
The save of the week comes from Patrick Waugh.
Oh, what a save. Unbelievable save by Waugh.
Welcome to our first installment of the Power Pack. We've got the Dallas Stars playing host to Peter Bondra and the Washington Capitals. Let's pick up first period action.
Here comes Connor Walchuk, fakes the shot, looks to go wide now on Chambers, puts on the brakes, tries to spin away from the pressure of the Dallas Stars. It comes free one time by Kelly Miller and a save by Eddie Belfour.
Eddie Belfour grabs it with the glove. He's fairly deep in his net, but he makes a good glove save.
Well, let's take a look at our Molson League leaders. Most goals in the National Hockey League since the 94-95 season, which was the lockout year, and Peter Bondra, who was one of the guys that managed to score 30 in that 48-game season, right up there at the top of the list with Yager, Leclerc, and Tkachuk. Peter Bondra trying to become the second player in the NHL to reach 50 goals. Darren, not counting that lockout year, you got to go back 20 years to find a season that the NHL had only 2 50-goal scorers, 77-78.
That is absolutely remarkable. And the 2 50-goal scorers, and I hope that Peter Bondra, hey, we hope that John Leclerc gets up there as well. But besides, John Leclerc, you're talking about Solani and Bondra, 2 European scorers. The highest scoring Canadian is Joe Nieuwendyk in this game with 35 goals.
Marlock took a hit, but played it along the boards. On a Walchuk, sent it back in deep. Stars aggressively forechecking here. Here's Verbeek on Baumgartner, knocked him off the puck. Back out to the left point. Sador tees it up, shot right through, and Kolzig makes the save.
After a scoreless first period, we move ahead to period number 2.
Darian Hatcher, a little trouble handling the puck, but got it to center ice. Here's Benoit Hogue up the left side, puts it in front. Hatcher just missed getting the stick on it. Juneau put it too far out in front of Konowalchuk. And Mapachuk back to play it for the Stars, banks it off the boards. Hatcher tries to move it to Hogue. He taps it out to center ice. Langenbrunner has it there. A 2-on-1 for the Dallas Stars. Langenbrunner to Hogue. Hogue waits, goes back in front. Tim Kolzig the save. And Kolzig will cover up. Still waiting for a whistle, but nothing coming because the Stars weren't there to pressure. And it's back the other way. Stars will go on the power play in just a couple of seconds. Here is Juneau, top of the circle, snaps the shot, save made. Out of the box comes Sador.
Sador's out there, odd man break now.
It'll be a 2-on-1 with Lettinen. Sador waits, throws it across. Tim Kolzig to save again. Olaf Kolzig with a couple of similar stops on bang-bang plays right at the Capitals net to keep this a scoreless hockey game.
Kolzig 6'3", 225 pounds. He's got some real long legs. But it all starts with Benoit Hogue on the left side of your screen. He chips it past Malgunas, takes him out of the play, and now it's a 2-on-1 break. Jamie Langenbrunner with the puck. He's going to play it over to the right side, and Hogue just waits a little bit too long right there, but is forced wide. An excellent play by the defenseman. Then shortly after that now, Jere Lettinen has the puck, and he sees that Sador just came out of the penalty box. Another 2-on-1 break. Gonchar comes across beautifully, and that allows the goaltender Kolzig to read the play, while the forward Joey Juneau is also coming back. And from this angle, there's very little room now for Lettinen, I should say, to make the play. I mean, he's right on the doorstep, and that's where the size of Kolzig really comes into play.
Here is Zubon, rifle shot, right hand, saved by Kolzig. You talked about his size, but he showed good quickness there, and he does again as he covers up on the side of the net. Out to center ice, Sean Chambers has it there. Chambers flips it back deep into the Capital zone. Housley. Here's a centering pass by the Stars, and Malgunas was just keeping an eye on Mike Keane.
Two good hits by Dave Reed.
Just off the bench. That was Berube that tried to keep it in the Dallas Stars zone. Delayed offside here. They'll wave it off as the Stars come to center ice. Dave Reed backhands it into the Cap zone. Kolzig started to come out. He'll allow Nolan Baumgartner to play it ahead. Nice pass to center ice for Bondra. Belfour out to try to handle it. Nearly mishandled it. Here is Berube getting to it. Berube, though, couldn't center. Scrudlin steps into him. Mapachuk angles his man to the boards. Here's Baumgartner moving in from the right point. Nolan Baumgartner put it right through the crease. Taken by Harlock now. He sends it around the boards behind Belfour. Baumgartner again on the right side. Good pressure here. Cycling by the Hunter, Berube, and Eagles line. Eagles comes all the way across to throw a hit on Basson. And Baumgartner took a hit from Scrudlin. Basson starts it back now for the Stars. Hands it off Scrudlin. Top of the circle. Drives the shot. And Kolzig is in! Kolzig looks at his glove. He can't believe that went by him. And Darren, the fact that he got stung just moments earlier in the period, would that have influenced the way he played this puck?
He went down the same way. It was the same shooter, Brian Scrudlin, and it went off, if I'm not mistaken, the same side. Shot from the outside, hits up high, and it might have. Just the way he went down, he might have been a little tentative with his glove. Bobby Basson gives a good backhand pass, and Scrudlin does the right thing. Fired at the net. Don't forget that puck was wobbling a little bit too. And maybe by it wobbling, he misjudged where he was supposed to handle it. And it just dribbles over the shoulder in the net. Scrudlin's got his first goal as a member of the Dallas Stars, 6th goal of the season. Fans here are excited about their team. I think they're a little worried right now, though. Expectations are high, and they've struggled.
Centering pass here. It's a chance for Krieger. Belfour stumbles a bit, but he's got it in the big glove.
Belfour helps preserve Dallas's 1-0 lead after 2 periods of play. It's Dallas 1, Washington 0 as we join third period action.
You know, the Stars have played awfully well against the East. They've played awfully well against the top teams in the East. And you see this top 6 are New Jersey, Pitt, Philadelphia, Washington, Boston, and Montreal. Look at that, no losses. Big bagel there in the middle, 8-0-3. San Jose has played Kenny Hitchcock's squad 2-2-0. so far this year.
Yeah, they've had a couple of strange games. Here's a steal by Bondra. He sends it to the side of the net. Centering pass, score! It was going to take a strange one, and Nick Alician, I think, was trying to center the puck. Belfour was down to try to block the centering pass, and Ken Hitchcock can't quite believe that one got across the goal line.
I can't believe it either. The Dallas Stars scrambled here, but great hand-eye coordination by Bondra. He knocks it out of the air to Nick Alician, and now this is a wraparound attempt. Or maybe an attempted pass. Yeah, I think that was an attempted pass across. The puck's bouncing. He's trying to put it in front. It hits the arm. The goaltender's, Eddie Belfour's arm, watch his right arm. It's along the ice. It goes off his arm, through the legs, and in the net. Wow, what a break for the Washington Capitals. And this line has been quiet. Very, very quiet. Yet Andrei Nicolishin comes up with his 4th goal of the season, and just a huge one for the Washington Capitals, who have been strong in the 3rd period.
Bondra gets the only assist. The Dallas Stars lost a glove down there on the ice. Oh, a big hit here by Krieger. He just catapulted Bobby Bassett into the board. Now Grant Marshall comes over to try to gain some measure of revenge, but he wants to be careful in a 1-1 game late in the 3rd period.
That's good.
Yeah, no time for payback here. You're getting ready for playoffs. You've got to bite it a little bit, suck it up, and take the hit.
Here is Kelly Miller. Holds it back into the Star zone. Chambers plays it ahead. Lettinen was checked right away by Brian Bellows. That puck goes into the Capital zone. Nieuwendyk was there, so is Joey Juneau. And Juneau able to chop it out of there. Apachuk plays it ahead. Stars could not control. Slapped back by Baumgartner. And lifted by the Stars back into the Capital zone. This will be icing on the touch-up by David Harlan.
The score remains tied at the end of regulation, so we move on to overtime.
Now Gunas plays it off the board, but a giveaway here. Reed puts it right across in front of Kolzig. Picked up by Darian Hatcher at the right point. Sends it along the boards. Carbonneau hit hard by Malgunas. Adam Oates able to dig it out of there. Oates bites off a hook, plays it ahead. And it's cleared out to center ice by Bellows. Back the other way, Guy Carbonneau just tips it in deep as the Stars make a quick change.
Carbonneau's done an excellent job up against Adam Oates. There hasn't been much ice time for the skill players of the Washington Capitals in this game. That's why they've only got 14 shots.
Langenbrunner tried to play the puck while it was falling. Here is Tikkanen with it. He has scored some big overtime goals in the playoffs the last few years. Here is Lettinen. He is pinned to the boards by Bondra. Nicolishin puts it right back into the Stars zone. Matt Tkachuk has it. Konowalchuk watching him. It is cleared to center ice. Poked back by Bondra, and that was touched by Konowalchuk, who was offside on the play. First 2 minutes of overtime. Pretty uneventful. Let's see what happens here on this rush as Kelly Miller plays it off the boards, but Dave Reed of the Stars able to clear.
Miller fanned on that dump and just kind of whiffed on it, and that's why he had all his players standing still at the blue line.
Todd Krieger moves in on a loose puck. He is checked to the boards. They continue to battle. Now Juneau gets to it. Joey Juneau trying to come off the boards with it. Dumps it back behind the Dallas Stars net. Sean Chambers has it there. He looks to come out with it. Chambers goes across now for Keane, who plays it off his skate and sends it deep into the Capital zone. Langenbrunner pinned to the boards there by Housley. Now Juneau and Nieuwendyk. They battle for it. Langenbrunner trying to go back to the point. That was broken up.
Go! Heard one of the defensemen of Dallas say deep.
Here's Lettinen tried to knock that pass out of midair. Couldn't do it. Langenbrunner centering pass. A chance here on the short side. Stopped by Kolzig, and he hangs on.
The Dallas Stars cycling the puck down low. There's Langenbrunner. Oh, Kolzig was actually reading that fairly well. Excuse me. He did a nice job. He was peeking over his left shoulder, and on the short side, Lettinen has that rolling puck. It hits the outside of the arm and casually scooped up.
1:43 left here in overtime. Face off to the left of Kolzig. Nieuwendyk and Oates, and a shot attempt there by Lettinen. That was easily steered aside by Kolzig. Now a steal, a shot, score! In overtime!
What a play! What a shot! Langenbrunner's right Dallas Stars. With New Jersey losing this game tonight, the Dallas Stars are right there atop the National Hockey League lead. The puck cycled down deep, but the Dallas Stars hang in there in their own zone. A poor clearing attempt is turned over. Nieuwendijk's there for support, but it's Langenbrunner that lets this rip, and it's a great shot. A terrific shot. Low to the stick side as Kolzig's going the other way. Langenbrunner reads it, makes a nifty play on Johansson, and beats Kolzig cleanly. And it all results in a poor clearing attempt from the Washington Capitals.
Well, Langenbrunner has not been putting him in of late, but he gets a big one here. The winner in overtime for the final score, 2-1. Dallas defeats Washington.
The Stars continued their strong play against the Eastern Conference with a dramatic overtime victory. Welcome to our final Power Pack. Tonight we bring you a Northeast Division battle between the Ottawa Senators and the Pittsburgh Penguins.
At the Corral Center in Ottawa, the nation's capital here in Canada. Well, the Penguins' final meeting of the year as you look at Damian Rose without his mask.
That's his Green Day haircut he has going the last few days, couple of weeks. When did he do that? I don't know why he did that, but they claim it's been pretty good for him. The new blonde hair. His record 16, 19, and 6 at 2.38 goals against average. And as I said, he has been pulled from the last 3 home games, but he was in goal for a 1-0 shutout of the Buffalo Sabres, making 22 saves. And Kenny Regan made 21 saves, allowed the game-winning goal to Rick Tocchet with a couple of minutes to go the other night against Phoenix. His record 2-5-2 at 2.93 goals against average.
The referee, Dan Van Massenhoven, and the 2 linesmen, Stefan Provo and Pierre Champoux. And the play begins. It's dumped into the Penguins' end here in the opening seconds of play at the Corral Center. These 2 teams have played 4 times on the year. Pittsburgh has won a game, 2-0 shutout here in Ottawa. Wade Redden carries it into the Penguins' end. Oh, drop pass to Arvidsson, a first shot of the night. That stop, rebound, bounces in front, loose score. Ottawa striking very quickly. It's Bruce Gardner getting the goal as the Penguins couldn't find a handle on it. And Gardner gives Ottawa the quick 1-0 advantage.
Well, this line did a great job against the Penguins in the 1-1 tie at Pittsburgh on March 29th. Arvidsson, you may remember, scored the game-tying goal in that one. Jacques Martin matching a checking line against the Penguins' top line to make them right out here and get a goal against Kenny Regan. And Bruce Gardner getting to the rebound off the glove of Regan, who was down and out. And he had a lot of net to work with there. Redden pinching in, dropping it back. A good shot by Arvidsson. And Regan didn't know where the puck was. He went to get it, and so did Stu Barnes, but Gardner got there first to make it 1-0. This line gets off to a great start.
He does not score a lot of goals, but Bruce Gardner will not just 7th of the campaign. Arvidsson will get one of the helpers. Just 21 seconds in. And here is the face-off controlled now by Ottawa. Poked up the right side, and Van Allen's going to deal it into the corner. Ottawa's Vasilov Raspel has a stitch work in his mouth and a root canal, being hit with a shot that was deflected of a blast by Ray Bourque. Caught him in the mouth. He's not in uniform tonight. Van Allen to the left side, trying to get it to the goal, and it hit the side of the net, and controlled now by Olesen. They'll leave it for Kevin Hatcher. Now back to Freddie O. Up to center to Barnes, and Barnes working with Francis and Yager. Francis hesitates, shoots it right on the net. That's the first shot for the Penguins, almost 6 minutes in. Alfredson scrambling back the other way on the counterattack. Finds a little room. Put the brakes on it. Kravchuk. He shoots and scores. What a blast by Igor Kravchuk. Set up by Alfredson. 2-0 Ottawa.
Well, it's amazing how things can go. The Penguins wanting to get shots at the net. Ron Francis did just that. He made a nice play, actually, to scoot into the Ottawa zone and get a good shot on the goal. But Rhodes alertly felt the pressure coming towards him, and he booted that puck way out. And the rebound started the Senators going the other way. And away they went. And Kasparaitis kind of got trapped. He tried to come up and force the play and keep it in their end. And then he was kind of left in the dust on a nice pass across to Kravchuk, who set himself up for a great one-timer. He really rifled this shot past Kenny Regan.
Penguins down by a pair here in this first period. Ron Francis. And against Bruce Gardner. Gardner had the opening goal, and it was Igor Kravchuk with his 8th for the Senators. And they kick at that puck. Who's going to take command of it? The Ottawa Senators will, and Jason York feeds it up to Sean Van Allen. They have Redden playing out here on the left side of defense. Let's see if that's a matchup that they'll use against Yager here continually. He's paired with Jason York. And on to the center circle. Francis guns it back into the Ottawa zone. Redden comes on. He's been their best defenseman in the second half of the season.
Penalty on Olsen.
Olison's going to get sent off here for interference. Boy, the Penguins are digging themselves a big hole here. They tap it in behind the goal. Alexei Yashin going forward to Andreas Dackel. Dackel holding up. Moran got a piece of him. Penguins covering the Senators, and finally they get the puck off the boards and out of the zone. And Hicks took a hit from Pat Falloon. He made that play to get it out.
I think Pierre Champoux saw Barnes take the stick in the face. He looked at him, watched him go all the way to the bench.
But a good period of hockey for the Ottawa Senators. They scored twice against the Pittsburgh Penguins.
Stay tuned to see if Jaromir Jagr and the Penguins can even the score in the second period. Welcome back. We're in the second period. The Senators are trying to kill off a 4-minute power play.
A dozen seconds left on the penalty. The first one. The double minor to Jason York. Ringo will step up and gun it off the glass. It'll carry him down to the near corner. Straka trying to get to it. He can't pit like a round, but he gives it right to Yuri Slager. Slager goes back to the other side of the ice. Marenka left it to Brown in front. A push shot right by Olczyk and stopped by goaltender Damian Rhodes. Olczyk just redirected that puck to the net and looks to the heavens for some help, but not to be at the moment.
Shakes his head. 18 games now. Closes his eyes and every other thing that a player would do when he hasn't scored a goal in 18 games. Look at him in perfect position. Oh, my goodness. Rose got that glove down. He was basically putting a glove down, it looked like to me, just to brace himself, to hold himself up. He ended up stopping the puck with it. He didn't know where it was. Had no idea.
The Penguins will get the #1 unit on here for the final minute of this power play. Jaromir Jagr feeds it over to Brad Marenka. Moving down the left wing, and he had Kravchuk deflect the puck. Francis behind the net. Barnes to the left point to Brad Marenka. Marenka right side to Slager. The pass was too hard. It goes to Jagr. Back now to Slager and over to Jagr. Into the corner far side for Stubar. The outer perimeter here in this power play. Jagr from behind the net. Alfredson in the penalty killing role with Sean McEachran. Jagr in front for Marenka. He's tripped, knocked down. Never got to the puck. Came late on the play from the point position. Jagr almost lost that puck. Now circles back with 24 seconds left. The right side, Francis giving the puck to Jagr. Tried to stop very quickly, but he had it swept off his stick on a poke check. Final rush in. Jagr stymied by Van Allen. And Ottawa will do it. And will kill the 2 penalties to Jason York. And a perfect 5 for 5 in penalty killing. Draws a strong response from the crowd here. A shot to the net by Redden, first of the period by the Senators. Reagan finds that to make the save. Morozov just stepping around people, coming quickly now, moving against Redden one-on-one. Trying to burst through him. It goes to the corner. Deme and Morozov work out here for the Penguins with Tyler Wright. Dackel from behind the net. Lost the puck. The Penguins, Deme on a backhand shot. That stop made by Rhodes. And Morozov right was up in it right in the goal mouth. Redden steers it up to Denny Lambert. Lambert of the Senators. Skating well as Hatcher. Moving the puck up ahead to Tyler Wright, trailing his Hicks.
I'd be surprised if Wright and Hicks, people like that, get more ice time here as the game wears on, simply because they are going to be guys who are going to really relish that opportunity to be out there playing, and they might play with a little bit more fire than the other guys have been.
Lambert is getting worked on here by Tyler Wright and Darius Kasparaitis, and now Lambert and Wright along the bench on the far side. They push and shove as they go to their respective benches. Up the right wing comes Ian Moran. York putting pressure on him. He goes cross rake to Kasparaitis. Kasparaitis to the net. That stop made by Rhodes, who just kneeled down to make the save. Yashin plays the puck off the glass and on to center with a 2-0 Ottawa lead here in the second period. Gone over 5 minutes here in the second frame. He's had 2 shots on that power play, the double minor. Supposed to some impressive numbers in his rookie year with the Penguins, the time he has been with them. Pass Rozov has a man in front to fuck it in. It's Ron Francis out of midair to get the goal, and the Penguins make it 2-1. Oh, book him, Dano.
I thought that might have gone off Ron Francis' skate as he went to the net, the inside of his right skate. But the referee, Van Massenhoven, pointed to the net right away as if it was a goal. So Francis apparently has scored here. He might go upstairs, I'm not sure. Renka did a great job of getting the puck to Barnes in the neutral zone. This is a good play here. See Barnes cut across and take that little pass. He had to just kind of flip it up in the air. Now watch Francis go to the net. Watch his left skate, his right skate. He definitely turned his right skate to deflect his shot in. Now, whether or not he kicked it and is a distinct kicking motion, well, that's kind of a subjective thing. Sure looked to me like he was trying to direct that puck over into the area towards the net, maybe to get it on his stick, but definitely off his skate.
After further review, Francis's goal stood.
In hockey, they set lines that they use in Canada. They use that, say, for what they call betting lines. They actually can bet on hockey games and basketball here in this country. Barnes from behind the net. And I just happened to look at the paper today. They list them all in the paper, and people are allowed to bet, and they have to bet 3 or 4 teams minimum together. And you can actually bet a tie, too. Much higher odds on payback. But they list over-unders on games. There's York at the right side, and a shot goes in. It deflected in over Reagan's shoulder. Arvidsson was towards the net. I don't know if it hit him. York just snapped it towards a goal, and Ottawa scores to make it 3-1.
Kevin Constantine really screaming right now. Seen him that animated in a long time.
He wants to talk to the referee, Van Massenhoven. Oh, he is livid on the bench. Now he's going to pick up a minor penalty here, I think.
I'm not sure what he's upset about.
Something that went on in front of the net, I think. I didn't see an Ottawa player interfere. I mean, that just had eyes for the net. We'll leave it for Kevin Hatcher. Here he comes through traffic. Hatcher on to the left side to Jaromir Jagr. Jagger's pass broken up. Little lead pass for McEachran, short-handed. Here he comes. Straka's chasing him. Diving out. McEachran never got the shot off. Picked up by Alfredsson and bangs it right off the post. Jagr scoops it up for the Penguins. The penalty still in effect here. And with it will be Jagr. And it's taken away and cleared by the Senators. Both Alfredsson and Bruce Gardner have been, I think, the 2 best players for the Senators here tonight.
McEachran just ran out of gas on that shift. Straka caught him from behind. He would have had a chance to score his 3rd shorthanded goal, but he just never pulled the trigger in time. And Straka showing that tremendous speed that he has and the desire to get back and make the play.
There aren't many players that are going to catch Sean McEachran.
That's right.
And that's probably why he was more surprised than anything else.
Yeah, you're probably right.
Really. Once he gets a step on you, with the speed that he has, he usually has the opportunity to make the play. Straka had a long way to go to close ground, and he did an excellent job at doing so.
Of course, McEachran had the puck, too, and slowed him down a little bit when he's deciding what he wants to do with it. Straka was able to just cut loose.
Play behind the Ottawa goal. The Senators cruise out of their own end. Brown was upended. Play is going to go on as Phillips now steers the puck in behind the Penguin net. 5:52 to go in regulation. 3-1 Senators.
I wonder how much of the failure of the Penguins on the power play has also to do with just intensity, you know? Because you do have to outwork the opposition even on the power play. I think there's a tendency to think because you have the extra man, it's going to be easier. But the Penguins power play has just not clicked during this time when their overall intensity hasn't been high, and you wonder if there's a correlation there. There must be. The thing I think you have to be concerned with the Penguins on this slide right now is how will it affect their confidence as a team.
Penguins have pulled their goaltender. Kenny Reagan comes out. They're down by 2. We've got an extra attacker on here. Eddie Olczyk. Along with Stu Barnes, Marty Straka, Ron Francis, Hatcher, and Yager with the 6 players out. Gardner has to handle the face-off for Ottawa against Ron Francis.
I look back to a couple of years ago, Mike. Remember the Penguins did not play well in the last few home games or last few games of the regular season and on to the conference finals. You know how much what happens at the end of the regular season, what it means in terms of the playoffs. Hard to really put a gauge on that.
And a lead pass. Arvidsson might have an empty netter. Yager took a wave at him, but no, it's in. And that will wrap it up. The Ottawa Senators got the puck out of their own end. Ahead it went to Arvidsson, and he cashes in. The empty netter will seal it for the Senators.
That does it for this week's show. Thanks for watching Power Week.
Baby, what a save! What a move! Ba-boom! Don't you love it?
I don't know if I can find the words to describe this play. Maybe we should just play it over and over again.
Here's Bertuzzi, moves it over the blue line.